So I'm starting recording, and people told me that I should say the same after starting recording. So we would like to record this part for dissemination purposes, and if no one is against it, we will do it, and we will use mainly the parts that we will be talking to you. So thank you. So, and I'm Rui Lima from the University of Minho. Diana, go on.
Thank you, Rui. So, first of all, thank you so much for being here with us today. It's a pleasure for us to have this opportunity to share our work about PBL with you, and it's really nice to see some familiar faces as well in the audience. Thank you. My name is Diana Mesquita. I'm not in the Arqus Alliance, but because I'm working in another university at Universidade Católica Portuguesa, at the Faculty of Education and Psychology. So my background is in education. I've been working in research in higher education for almost 18 years, more or less. And my work is basically with teacher training, professional development, pedagogical innovation, active learning. That's why myself and Rui, we have been working together recently in this project that we are going to mention a little bit further. So a warm welcome to all of you, and let's start. You are mute.
We are very happy to have you all here. It was really incredible for us, the people that joined. And we would like to start by understanding who is here and giving you also the opportunity to show us a little bit of each of you. And so we will start by, if this works, okay, ask you to say to us from what country do you come. So I think we will have the opportunity to put you to interact with each other. I'm sure we will have, and you will have the opportunity to understand where people come, from where people come, from which institutions. Okay. Diana, you want to?
Yes, can you move forward?
Yeah.
So today we are going to focus on project-based learning, and we would like to now to have your perspective about where do you stand regarding to PBL. If you are starting first steps in PBL, so if you are somehow an explorer starting to explore PBL is the option that you have there in the middle. If you are enthusiastic, you are already implementing PBL into practice on your left option on your left. And then if you stand for as an expert, if you are in fact, if you somehow you already developed and had experience on PBL, do research on that. So we would like to have an overview about the profiles that we have today. Okay, so we have some explorers, some enthusiasts. Maybe let's go further.
Yeah, do you want to start again, sharing?
Yes, sure. Are you seeing my screen? Yeah, good.
Yeah. We have someone in the audience that said, want to learn something new.
Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Feel free to use the chat as well. Wait, would you like to?
Sorry. So this is about the Arqus Alliance. So I've told that this is an activity from work package or work group 5 that's about teaching innovation. And we have institutions from Portugal, University of Minho, Spain, University of Granada, Lyon from France, Padova from Italy, Graz from Austria, Leipzig from Germany, Wrocław from Poland, Vilnius from Lithuania, and Maynooth from Ireland. And this activity is being developed under the task 5.3. That's mainly about training, and one of the type of training activities that we are developing are online workshops. And this is one of those. So feel free to explore our website later on if you want.
As I said before, we have been working together in this project. This is an Erasmus Plus project called PBL4T. So we have been designing and developing a framework for digital collaborative teacher training. We carried out the first edition this year in February. I'm looking at Raquel. Raquel Faria was one of our participants in that edition. The second edition was in Lithuania, in Vilnius University in May. And now we are preparing the third edition, and it will be also the final one at the University of Minho, Braga in January 2025. So this is what we are doing today is part of also one of the work packages that we have regarding to online workshops. And in somehow we use one of the modules that we have in this training, which we are talking about a 20 hours training. So it is about 2.5 days. And we somehow focus on a specific topic. And in this case, we are talking about and working, because we are not just talking, we are going to work on project-based learning. So this is going to be the outline for the session. We are already launched the session with this brief introduction, and the core of the session is going to be a simulation about what project-based learning is. So we are trying to simulate an environment of project-based learning based on the main principles, trying to specify and some typologies of projects that we have. And later on, we are going to put that into practice. So these are going to be the main output of the session. We are going to work in groups, project teams, and we are going to, at the end of the session, we are going to deliver a proposal of the project to be somehow related with the students' profile. So let's start.
So when we talk about active learning, and PBL is for sure about active learning, we think about activities or learning experiences that are meaningful. And by meaningful, we mean that students should understand why they are learning something and why they are doing those activities. So it's more than saying to them that it is important, it's trying to make them feel that that is important, that they need to learn something. When we are able to do that, we are really exploring the principles of active learning. In order to do that, we have to create the right context, and those could be really different. Okay, we can do a lot of different approaches when we think about active learning, and we'll talk about that in 1 minute. So that's the main idea: create the right context to make meaningful learning experiences.
One of the symptoms that we identify that we create the right environment, the right context for a meaningful learning is the level of engagement of the students. So in the classroom, we see students engaged in one activity, for example, that we are carrying out. We see moments of energy, enthusiasm, and this is one where we know that the approach is working. And then the final ingredient that we have here, or principles, is based on critical thinking. So it's important to put students to reflect about their own learning, why they are learning, what they are learning, and with whom. That is also important to somehow to for the students to understand that kind of experience are meaningful. I need this contact. I need this kind of competences because of that, and this kind of insight that students have during the process is part of what active learning means.
We leave some references in some of the slides so that you can explore further some of these ideas. And when we think about the ways we can implement active learning, we usually show this in a continuum. These different continuums would be related to active learning, but this is about the autonomy of the student. When we are in the left side of the continuum, we are in, like, when we are in big classes, in auditoriums, we can have small activities. We sometimes call these the short-term activity or short activities. Diana, you changed my slide. I don't know if you are able. Okay, thanks.
Sorry.
Some of these activities are quizzes or think per share or 1 or 2 minute papers. Okay, these are really short activities that we can implement without so much preparation. Okay, in advance. And when we are in the right side of the continuum, we are thinking about problems as a central part of the discipline, like problem and project-based learning, challenge-based learning, service-based learning, research-based learning. So all type of approaches that are related with the problem as a central part of the course. In the middle, okay, we have different types of activities with different levels of collaboration and structure that we can implement. And if we think about problem and project-based learning, or if we think about project-based learning, the central part or the starting point for a project-based learning approach is the problem. So it is a problem-based approach. Okay? And we can talk about this later. Okay, we have another slide about that. But we want a problem, or we challenge our students to solve a problem. That problem should have a real world context. Sometimes it is a real problem, like in a company or in an organization or from the society. In other times, it is a realistic problem. Like it is something that we prepare so that we can manage in the lab or in the classroom. Okay? But it should be related with their profession. With the project-based learning approach, we expect a complete result at the end of the project. It is usually, or it should be interdisciplinary, because problems are not discipline. They are not inside our courses when we have real problems. Okay, they cross the boundaries of the courses, so they are by nature interdisciplinary, and we can explore that opportunity also. I think that, well, this is like my own perspective, but I really enjoy the open-handed part of the problem, because it really gives you the opportunity for the students to explore deeper their own knowledge, their own objectives, and also gives them the opportunity to change a little bit what they are learning and how they are learning. Okay? Give them some flexibility on the process. It is teamwork. It is based on teamwork almost all of the times when you are talking about PBL, because that is a way of improving the learning process, because students learn better with their peers, usually, okay? And that is also the process that is explored in other parts of active learning, of course, and typically it is long-lasting, and with this we mean that it is half of semester, 1 year, but of course that we can have different ways of implementing, okay? But this usually is one of the things that we want in project-based learning, because students will have interpersonal competencies that they will be developing during the project, and also project management competencies, conflict management, etc.
Any questions or doubts? Feel free to put in the chat or open your micro. No? Okay. Now we are going to talk a little bit about how to put these principles into practice. So we have different ways of doing PBL in terms of curricular organization. And we can identify these four main typologies. The first one, as you can see here on the top, we called an exercise of project, in which, if you imagine that these walls are the courses, we do a project exercise when we ask students to develop a project inside of our own course. Okay, so this course in this example challenge the students to develop a project, and this course as well. So this is much more with less level of interdisciplinary approach, because it's focused on the content of our course. Another typology is the project course, in which the whole course is project oriented. This is quite common, for example, in the last years of the programs. Sometimes this some specific areas, this is quite common. And in engineering, for example, I'm looking here for at Rui, is this kind of courses, the nature of these projects are quite common in engineering, but as well, for instance, in education or in teaching programs, we have as well the seminars or supervision, in which the students need to develop a specific project in the context of that course. Then we have here a completely different approach, in which we don't have courses. The curriculum is not organized by courses, but the whole curriculum is a project. So this is quite a disruptive approach in terms of curriculum, in terms of pedagogical model. We can identify these models, for instance, in our university. For those that don't know, Aalborg University is a university in which the pedagogical model for all areas, for all programs, are in problem and project-based learning. So they don't have specific, the common is not to have courses just like that, like really break the knowledge into parts. No, the idea is to integrate the knowledge, in students learn doing projects from at least 75% of their time during the semester is working in projects. And then we have here one interdisciplinary approach, here to close, in which we can develop a project. Somehow we reorganize the project course, in which the students develop also and include and integrate the content on that semester, that we have the courses to support also the project. Not only the project course, but also the other courses of the semester are oriented to the project. So we are going to illustrate this a little bit better later on, because this, of course, this typology is much more challenging to take into practice, because teachers need to work together as well. So this is one of the main challenges. When we are here in a project exercise or in a project work, sometimes we have 1-2 teachers engaged in the project, which is not the same as we have here in interdisciplinary projects. Okay. Questions? Okay. So for the purpose of this workshop, we are going to focus on this typology, okay? Because it's more challenging, because here we are many teachers from different universities, from different areas, from different countries. So our idea is to understand how can we plan interdisciplinary projects in order to integrate the knowledge and the competences that students need to develop. Wait, do you want to go further? Yeah.
So I have shared a link for attendance registration. For registering the people that are participating in this workshop, so that we can send some certificates after the workshop. Okay? Mm-hmm. So it's similar to the other one. I just made a copy, but it's without any answers now. So please answer now so that you can register your participation. So regarding the project typology, so we are going to explore the interdisciplinary project model. And what we intend to do during the remaining of the session is challenging you to develop a proposal for students. You could imagine this would be a simulation. You could imagine this, that we are asking you to create a plan for the project approaches that you will implement next semester. Okay? That could be the idea. And the first thing that we would like to ask you is, and it will be an open question, I hope that you are that you would like to answer. What are the things that we have to prepare to create that plan? So what do we have to think about before we start the project, so that at the first day of the project, we are able to start and tell and show to our students what they will do. So what kind of things we should prepare in advance? So this is the question. And this is an open, please feel free to talk with us now, with your colleagues. Diana, you are showing the answers. So my question was clear? Yeah? Okay, Belen Quadra is, she said, learning goals. Yeah, I agree. So as in any other approach, we should prepare the learning goals for the project that we will be developing. Okay? So that is, in fact, one of the things that you should prepare. Something else that you would like to suggest?
You can add in the boards as well. I think you are able, yes, you are able to edit as well, so you can include your contributions. Or you can share in chat and I write, that's okay.
We have a line now.
I think we are.
People is trying the board.
Yeah, the board. The Zoom improved a lot. The board is quite similar to what we have in the Jamboard of the Google. That is not available anymore. So I think it's a really good option. So
we have another. Oh, someone is repeating learning goals.
You can.
Okay, the question, I will repeat, and Diana, please help me if I'm not clear. So we are asking, what should we prepare in advance before starting our project. So if you will start your project next semester, what should you prepare beforehand? What kind of things? So learning goals will be, learning outcomes, okay,
Mhm.
for sure.
What do we need to take into account
Very great. So what problems
exists?
in our area, maybe? Yeah, okay. So we should define the problem for our students. I think that's the idea. And for that, we can start by exploring or looking for different types of projects for our own course or for our semester, maybe thinking about joining with other course. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Resources.
Plan,
Yeah.
yeah, great.
Trying to create clusters as well. Structure and resources. Well done.
We have also plan tasks and timelines. Great.
According to the skills expected.
Great. So we should think about what kind of things we expect them to be developing during the project or learning or searching or researching. Okay. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Rules.
Skills.
Division of the roles, I suppose, inside of the teams. Well done.
Okay.
The problems, I'm going to put here nearby the learning goals because we are going to see that is quite connected, the problem with the learning goals. Okay. How we
Think of
ways of
go on here.
contacting with knowledge. Okay. Prepare students. Is quite important. How we prepare students for PBL or active learning in general. Yeah.
Make sure to define clear objectives. Great.
Yeah, it's a way also that we have to prepare students is to make it clear. Okay. Okay, we have a lot of.
Yeah.
I'm
I
going
think
to save.
the idea is this, okay? This is a good exercise for us to think about what we should do with our coordination team, as an example, okay?
Okay, assessment and feedback here.
Great, great.
Yeah. Prior knowledge here. I'm seeing someone writing about that.
Oh,
Great.
anticipate challenges, yes, like risks that we may
Scheduling.
have. Okay. So, this is great. Diana, what do you think? Should we
Just
go
let
on?
me, yeah, I'm trying to, let me save this, okay?
I think we'll use some of these ideas.
Later on. Okay, let me just back to our.
Okay, we have a slide prepared for this question. Okay. And so what are the requirements for PBL organization? And mainly this was our question, okay, to you, and you were giving your answers for this. We put here some of these are different from what you have written. Some are more or less the same, okay. But one of the things that we have to think about is what will be the teachers that will be involved in this project approach. Are we doing it by ourselves or will we have the opportunity to interact with the others? And if you have the opportunity to interact with the others, I think you should do it for sure. Okay, explore that idea because it may be hard at some point, but it will be really great to do that. Okay, we should think about student teams. How many students per team? Where are they coming from? What's their prior knowledge? Okay, things like that. And also, of course, thinking about preparing them maybe during the first week or first and second week. Okay, talking about PBL and what we expect from them. the curricular context. So are we going to do this in one specific semester? How many courses will be involved, or will be this like a project transversing or through different semesters? Okay. What are the expected results to be delivered by the students? Okay, this is really important because sometimes we have a great goal, but we don't think so much on what they will be delivering. If they are, as an example, if they are creating a machine in engineering, in mechanical engineering, as an example, or if they are creating a report on some other areas. Okay. And what will be the deliverables during the process. This is quite important in the PBL approach, is that we have different deliverables during the process. Don't do it just with one deliverable at the end. Okay? Do it along the process, and we can talk a little bit about that.